seated. They say that any sensible preacher would call in sick on Trinity Sunday to have to talk about the theological concept of the Trinity. But of course there's other things that we can talk about that have to do with the readings for today. And I especially like the psalm. One who's been out in a storm at sea understands this psalm pretty well. This big storm is raging across the Mediterranean and coming across into the Holy Land. And as it gathers force and it moves through, it breaks the trees, it scatters the leaves, it probably floods the place with rain, and the thunder and the lightning, the trees explode when lightning hits them. We had that happen across the street from us a few years ago. I was out in my boat, and I saw this big cloud come, and then I saw the lightning bolt come down over Point Roberts somewhere. When I got home, Shirley said, the ground shook. It was just like this psalm. The tree across the street in Galen's yard exploded, and pieces of that tree were all over the place. Power and everything went out of the house next door to us. Our windows shook. Shirley thought it was, what, the end of the world almost?
The Afghanistan's are here. So war is in our backyard.
War is in our backyard. And it's like that as the storm blows through. Now, some of you are praying for rain in this next forecast. I don't think it'll be like that. But there's been lots and lots of lightning strikes up in the Cascades and in eastern Washington in the last few days. And they will be coming up through here too. Probably not so much here, but up through this west of the Cascades. The storm, does that reveal the power, the awe, the majesty of God? That's what it does for the psalmist. He talks about this storm from a place of dry land, a place that's safe, not like a place at sea. He talks about this storm as being God's majesty and power, and all cry holy. Well, if you're out at sea, the storm comes, and as it gets worse and worse, you get more and more anxious, and you do what you can to save the boat and yourself, not get washed overboard, not get thrown around to break a rib again or something like that. At sea, when the storm goes and you feel the wind decreasing as it's moved on, you feel relief. And what used to scare you to death at 35 to 40 knots doesn't scare you anymore. You think, wow, this is better. And then the storm goes and the peace comes afterwards. The shalom, the peace of God. But at sea, it's not peaceful. It's just no wind. And the waves are still there, and you're still tossed around, and even more so because there's no wind in the sails to keep you a little bit steadier. So you're thrown around. You wait maybe 3 to 5 days before it calms down, before you have peace. A lot of sailors say they'd rather be in a gale than in a calm, because the sails just flap back and forth in the calm. And after a storm, even more so. Hard on the sails, hard on everybody, you don't go forward at all. So, would you rather be in a storm or in a calm? Depends on whether you're on land or on sea. It depends on your perspective, how you view this storm as the wonderful work of God, bring rain to our garden, lots of us need it, or all of those little boats that are starting out this next week on the race to Alaska, rowboats and sailboats, no motors allowed, a 720-mile or so race to Ketchikan, and they have to go up through the inside passage because they have to stop at Bella Bella and Seymour Narrows on the way up to check in. So if they go around the outside, like a sailboat might do, they'd have to come way back down inside. So it's just rowboats. Some people are going all by themselves in the kayaks or in a dory. I saw one. Others have catamarans, trimarans, hulls with an ama, and others have single hulls. We met one the other day. We came in from rowing in the evening, and a boat we saw sailing out there, came and was tied up at the customs dock, a wooden boat, and they saw that we were a wooden boat, and they made some comment about what a pretty boat we had, and we turned around and went over to talk to them, and they were going down to Port Townsend for the start of the race. A boat built out of recycled materials, high-tech boat, sailboat, big long bowsprit, 19-foot boat, big long bowsprit, twin rudders, twin stagger boards, and in the center, twin inline sliding seat rowing floors. 3 people will be on the crew. They can trade off and they'll just go straight through day and night to see if they can get there first. The first boat to arrive gets $10,000. It's a envelope mailed to the tree. And the second one gets a set of Satan knives, and that's it. They're probably pretty good knives. But, So that's the race. This is the first one, and they'll probably have them fairly regularly from now on, because there's 40 boats signed up for it. And this boat that we met, they just finished building the boat a couple of weeks ago. They're sailing down from the top of Santa Gabriel Island at the old boatyard there. They have been up and down all of those sections of the race in other little races that they've had. So they feel that they have a good chance of winning. They're strong, they're knowledgeable, and we wish them lots of luck. What's the name of the boat? It has a funny name.
But it's Heidi Baxter's.
Heidi Baxter, our friend here on the point, has been involved in it, and in construction and all that. Race to Alaska, Google it and you can follow it. All of the boats have a GPS tracker so that you can see where they are every 10 minutes, I think. It'll be a real crowded mess at first. They start from Port Townsend, sail to Victoria. They have to make that. And that doesn't count as the overall time of the race. They stay there for about 3 days provisioning and getting ready, and then they go. No chase boats, no stores, no help from shore, no weather routing or anything like that. No other thing except what everybody can have. Listen to the weather reports, yes. Listen to the vessel traffic, yes. But no, talk to your friends. And you can talk to each other, but everybody can listen. It's a wonderful thing. Why are they doing that? Why do people do that? It's like when we talked about an ocean crossing, Lola said, why would anybody ever want to do that? Well, some people like to do that. And I was talking about that today. At first, you go out and you miss land and you